Let me get a call on the currency markets linked to all those macro triggers. Tim Rydell is head of Global Market Research Asia at ANZ, joining me on the phone line from Singapore. Tim, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to try and segregate all the factors that are moving the dollar. I want to start with the U.S. jobs report. What specifically was the read into that? Looks like there's strength on the U.S. economy, on the U.S. job market, and that put the euro on the back foot, got a little bit of boost to the dollar going into, of course, the presidential elections.
Yeah, one of the aspects of the market moves on Friday is probably that the better-than-expected labor data caused market participants who were effectively short dollars on the expectation that policy will remain, as we expect it to, in the U.S., very accommodative, maybe felt they ought to pare back some of their positions in front of the U.S. election with concern that maybe the ultra-long profile of low rates that's currently prevailing in the U.S. Might be curtailed. And so it was a rather perverse move in risk assets generally, in that the market saw the U.S. dollar rebound and the likes of commodity currencies and equities all pull back on the basis that maybe we won't get quite as much in the way of super accommodation going forward. But the U.S. elections, they're still wide open as to what the results are, and markets will be closely watching how they unfold for determining whether to put more risk on or not.
I'll get to the U.S. elections in a minute, but I guess if you're just reading into data, while the U.S. data was stronger, there was no sort of sign of strength or even relative steadiness on the European end. Is that another factor that's weighing down the euro, along with some concerns on Greece that seem to have re-emerged?
Sorry, did you say on the euro being soft again?
Yeah. On the European data, the EU PMI data that we got, plus the Greece concerns that seem to be back on the agenda.
One of the aspects that we've been looking at is that Euro data got a bit of a boost with a lag to it because of the euro's weakness into the middle of the year. That helped the sort of trade profile of the region. But then once we started to realize that the risks of an imminent breakup of the Eurozone wasn't going to happen, and the euro rebounded, that sort of unwound the trade-related benefits, and the underlying weakness of the region's economy has now come to fore. And so now getting weaker readings, especially in core Europe, with France and Germany vulnerable to softer numbers now, that underlines that the euro probably needs to pull back from its rebound levels. And so in a combination of what we were seeing in the U.S.,
all right, I think we've lost Tim's line, but we got bulk of the conversation going. Various factors at play there, large number of them coming in from the U.S. The jobs report, the fact that it was relatively stronger, perhaps, expectation that the accommodation, the monetary policy accommodation would not be as wide as early anticipated. But, the Fed's already done what they had to do.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app, fully optimized for Retina display. Full screen view, faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.